Over the last 2 years, one question has been asked to me several hundred times both on my YouTube and Facebook pages, and that is, which action camera offers good results on a limited budget? And frankly, there were none. The Chinese cameras offered a lot of specs on paper, but the size of the sensor was always too tiny and the color reproduction was unnatural. Many of my subscribers who bought these have suffered and later switched on to the much expensive GoPros. That is why when Banggood contacted me about an action camera review, I made sure they shipped me the best one. The Firefly 6S comes with a lot of promises. The Novatech chipset-based camera uses a Sony sensor. It might be noted that GoPro also uses Sony sensors, whereas the more popular SJ cams don't use them. I think this gives Firefly an edge over the SJ cam. Firefly claims to do 4K, but in our testing we found that the resolution is 2880 x 2160 at 24 frames per second and not the true 4K as seen on the GoPro Hero 4. But it does have 2.5K at 30 FPS and a very widely used mode 1080 60p, which is most people uploading on YouTube in that format, along with a 720p 120 frames per second for slow motion footage. It takes 12 megapixel photos and even has a burst mode of 11 frames per second, which was pretty good, and interval shooting for time-lapse. The 1600 mAh battery is the exact same size of the battery of the GoPro Hero 3, and the spare battery of Hero 3 Plus Silver is a perfect fit. Some additional features of this camera is built-in gyro stabilization, which even the GoPro doesn't have, and fisheye removal right inside the camera. It also comes with built-in Wi-Fi and app connect and control feature. Right inside the box you get a lot of mounts and accessories, which is huge bonus for people on a budget, and even comes with an FPV cable in case you want to attach the Firefly to a drone. The mounts aren't high quality, but they are usable. At the current price, this is total value for money camera because they have slashed the price for a limited time to $80. Now would be a good time to get it. Even the manual is pretty well written and is in both Chinese and English. The Firefly comes with a small LCD screen up front, which gives it the advantage over some of the other Chinese cameras which are app control only. I would like to say that it doesn't have a screen on the back, so some of the more latest cameras from China are having that feature, but the Firefly lacks it. But sometimes more than the usability, you're first looking at the end quality of footage, and that is where the Firefly really masters it. Power up the camera from the front and go to the settings button on the right side of the camera. Very easy to cycle through the extensive menu and change anything. Tip: set the data rate to high for capturing more detailed footage. You can tweak things like exposure, sharpness, and even ISO, which is a welcome touch for people who know how to tweak the settings to get a better shot. The Firefly, along with our primary action camera, the GoPro Hero 4 Black, and here are the results. Welcome to the GoPro vs Firefly test. We have mounted it on a GoPro suction cup mount. So today we're not going to office by motorcycle because there was a horrible crash with the motorcycle, which actually delayed this video. So we're gonna mount it to our car, and I'll not be driving, but I'll be mounting it to the top of this area, and we'll be seeing how we capture footage. As I've already shown you how the camera handles exposure and all that, clips will also be there in this video. So let's just ride out to the office, and on the way I can show you. I really want to borrow a friend's motorcycle to show you how this camera captures motorcycling, motovlogging videos, which will be probably your first and foremost objective. For now we'll just be testing it on our car. Let's see how that works. After the complete testing, we can say that the Firefly 6S is definitely a camera worth buying, but it does come with a few demerits, so here goes. Low light footage isn't that great. Doesn't have a screen at the back, while some of the other Chinese action cameras are offering it, which lets you change the menu settings pretty easily and also lets you frame the shot. Not a true 4K camera. As we have said before, the resolution isn't truly 4K. And finally, the worst thing of all, no external mic support. Something like a Zoom H1 and syncing your audio to it by using a simple lav mic, and at the beginning of the video you can clap your hands 3 times to have 3 marks on the audio track so that later you can sync it. Otherwise, a very cheap alternative would be to use the inbuilt headset that comes with your smartphone and record the audio separately inside your smartphone using an audio recorder app. So that's why you can vlog with this camera, and the quality, as you can see, the color tones are somewhat matched with the GoPro, which gives it a very nice look. I know that it's probably not the best camera out there, but for $100 or maybe even at the slashed pricing of $80, you cannot go wrong with this camera. So if you already own the Firefly 6S, give me your reactions, and if you do buy this camera, down in the description where I've put in the purchase links so that Banggood knows that I have sent you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon. This is Rahul. Goodbye.